Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2024 Mercedes-Benz E350 4Matic. It's an all-new body style, the W214. I have one of the first ones to roll off the production line, so a lot of people like to know how an all-new model is holding up. So I don't have a whole lot of data, but we'll call this my 500-mile review and what I've experienced so far in terms of what's gone wrong and just little comments about the car. Well, let's start with the good. Overall, it is fantastic. The tech works brilliantly. It's very comfortable, and it's got plenty of power from that 4-cylinder 2-liter engine, and the stereo is among the best I've ever heard. So you know, overall, I'm super impressed with the car as a whole. I actually never sat in one before I bought this one. Something just told me I was gonna love it. I've owned a few different E-classes in the past, but actually the most recent one was my E350 4Matic 2011. So a couple body styles before this one. This one's a little softer than that. Everything's just a little softer, more toward the luxurious side. The steering in this one, even on the sports setting, is a little more isolated, but not bad. I mean, you still have decent feedback from the steering and all that. But anyway, so the main reason for this video was to just talk about the things. So I wouldn't actually say anything has gone wrong per se, but there's just a couple things I noticed. Like, there's nobody coming here. Let me come to a stop here. So it doesn't do it every time, but sometimes when I come to a stop, there's a little bit of a jerk from the transmission. I can't really call that a problem because I think that's just a characteristic of Mercedes-Benz transmissions, because my GLK does the same thing. Granted, it has a different transmission, but it always just seems like that shift into first can always be a little jerky. I mean, it's not bad. It's sort of subtle, but if you're paying attention, you will definitely notice it. So I don't consider that an issue. As far as quality goes, with one exception, it seems extremely well built. Great fit and finish. All right, I'm going to stop here again and see if we get. Yeah, see, that time it was pretty much perfectly smooth, but. One issue is this wood. You can hear it vibrating. So that's basically the only quality issue, excuse me, that I had. Let's do a quick acceleration run here. It pulls very well.
I have found multiple. Pardon, would you repeat that, please?
Oh yeah, that's another little quirk, is the screen listens constantly, even if you don't say the trigger word. You can see the little dots up at the top means it is it's listening to me, and somehow it decided that I want to go to, what is this, a swimming pool place. So yeah, I'm glad that happened right as I was giving this review, because that demonstrates one other, but we'll call it a quirk. I'm not actually going to call it a problem. And I haven't yet turned off the Mercedes Me, or Mercedes, the Hey Mercedes. And I'm not sure why it says paused there. But anyway, yeah, that's the other little quirk. But yeah, aside from that, overall, I think it's very well built, and I think it stands a chance to be a reliable car. You know, of course, with just 500 miles on it, that's not a whole lot of data, but at least I do have some initial feedback of some items that were noteworthy, I think. Fortunately, nothing major. Oh yeah, I did think of one more thing. So when you have your key in the pocket and you walk up to the car, the door handles are supposed to pop out. That doesn't always work. Like this morning, it did not work. Most times before, it did work. So I actually physically had to drag my finger on the door handle to get it to pop out. So I'm going to monitor that, and we're going to see how that does. You know, again, I don't consider that a big problem. I was able to get into the car, no trouble. I had a much bigger problem with the pop-out doors on my Range Rover. I did a video about that. It would just sometimes flat out refuse to pop out no matter what you did. So yeah, that's that's something to keep an eye on and monitor. But anyway, that is the 485 miles. By the end of this trip, I'll be over 500. Just side note, this car came into the dealership with 5 miles on it, and I'm guessing it had a few test drives, because when I took delivery, it was like 58 miles or something like that. I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, so those are my impressions so far. Those are my notes of what I've observed, and if you have one of these, please feel free to comment and let me know your experience.